In this video, I'm going to show you how to get around in ChatGPT 5. So OpenAI has just released ChatGPT 5. The interface is quite similar to what we've seen before, but I thought I would update my video about the geography of ChatGPT. And so let's go to the main screen. And what you're going to see, and this is just the plain screen, so you're going to see there's some features underlying this. But at the moment, we see Ask Anything, so we can go here and make our queries at any time. Up top, we're going to see a sidebar. So if I click here, I'm getting this sidebar. If I want it to go away, I'll click again. And then if I need a new chat, say I've asked some questions and I've got information here, I can click here and that'll clear the screen and make it look like it does at the moment. You'll see a drop down here, and this is fairly important for this software. So right now I've got it set on auto, so it's going to pick the version below that is most advantageous based on the question that I ask. And so generally I just leave this designation on auto. You can do instant, which is the fastest feedback in ChatGPT, or you can use thinking. Thinking, it thinks, it digs deeper, it looks around on the internet to give you an answer. You'll get a better answer with thinking. So if you're doing, say, some research and you want the best answer you can get, or a really good answer, use thinking. Now you'll see one more designation here, or option called Pro, and that's research grade intelligence. So this would be the best that ChatGPT can give you. Now as you go down the scale, it'll take longer to get an answer, but you'll get better answers as you move to thinking or to Pro. And then you'll see legacy models. The only legacy model that I'm seeing right now is 4.0, so you can do that. Now, if just below here we see temporary chat. Let's suppose you want to ask a question, say in regard to your personal health. Then you could turn on temporary chat. As you do so, the memory is disabled and it won't appear in your history. So your history shows up over here. So if you don't want your question to show up, you could go here and turn on temporary chat and ask a question, and then it's not going to save that query into your history. All right, let's go back here and I generally leave that off. Most of the time I want it to retain the queries that I have given to it. All right, so what else is over here on the side? Well, we're going to see projects, and we're also going to see GPTs. Now, I've got another video on GPTs and then another one on projects, so you can check those out. But the GPTs that I've created, like I've got a nonprofit A&A guide that I use, and I've set up a GPT. In the background for the GPT, there are PDFs that I have uploaded, and so when I'm asking questions, it's searching those documents to give me an answer. So that's GPTs. Right below it, you'll see projects. And so here, I've created different projects. Now you'll notice in each project, we have files that have been uploaded on the backside. Again, I can ask questions in regard to those PDFs. Now the difference in the GPT and the project, it retains my questions. So if I've asked a question previously, it's retaining that question in the project. If you ask questions on the GPTs, it does not retain this history. So we've looked at GPTs, we've looked at projects. If at any time you want to get back home, you can always go here and just click ChatGPT and that'll take you to the main screen. All right, let's drop below here and we'll see the history of the queries that I have made. And then all the way down at the bottom, you're going to see settings. So notice I'm using what's called the Teams version of ChatGPT. That's why there's a personal account and then my business account. So the free account's here. The paid account that I'm using through Teams, ChatGPT, is here. So if I want to see the settings, I can go here and see the settings. So I'll show you a couple of things in regard to settings. Connectors, you can connect your account to these various sources. So like if you have a Dropbox account, you can connect ChatGPT to Dropbox and then you can query your documents in Dropbox or Box or whatever location you're using. Go back to the main settings. And then there's a customized ChatGPT option. So it's asking, what do you want to be called? I'm called Charles. What do you do? I'm a CPA. What traits should ChatGPT generally use in providing answers? I say professional but friendly. And then it's saying, what else would you like for ChatGPT to know about you? And then I describe who I am. That just helps ChatGPT to respond to my questions. It knows I'm a CPA. Sometimes you will verbally talk to ChatGPT. This is where you pick the voice in which it will use to respond to you. So if I click on here, there's Juniper, or if I want
Hi
another
there.
voice.
I just want to share how thrilled I am to work with you, and I can't wait to get started.
Hey there. I've got a really great feeling.
So you can pick the voice you would like to hear. I won't go into any other settings at the moment. Just want to show you a few that you can toggle and work with as you use ChatGPT. Now we're back at the main screen, and let's go just below the box where we type in our prompts. So if I click the plus, I can upload files. If you do that, you can upload a file and ask a question about the document you just uploaded. So you can upload files, photos, take a screenshot, or take a photo. So those are the options there. You can do a search of the internet. So if you ask a question and you use search, it's going to go out on the internet to find an answer. And then there's what's called deep research. Here it's just called research. This digs down deeply to provide you with a thorough answer. So I would just use research for the really important searches you're doing. If you use this, you'll see it thinking and looking and searching. So, all right, the next option is agent. So this is the agentic piece of ChatGPT. I've got another video on that if you'd like to know more about it. Another option is to record a conversation. So say you're at a board meeting and you want to record the conversation, you could go here to do that. Then there's dictate. So if you don't want to type, you can just tell it what you want to be in the prompt box and it'll do that for you. Finally, there's an option here where you can chat with ChatGPT, so you can have a verbal conversation with the software. In summary, we saw that there's a sidebar. We can get to that here. There are GPTs here. There are also projects. We also have the history of the queries that we've made. To ask a question, we can go here and ask a question. To designate which form of ChatGPT 5 we'd like to use, we can pick here. I normally go to auto. If I want a temporary chat where it's not recording the history, I just turn it on here. And then just below the query box, we've got a feature to upload files. We can search the internet. We can do deep research. We can use the agent for it to do work for us. We can record conversations. We can dictate what we want in the box. And then we can have audio conversations with ChatGPT where we're asking questions verbally, and this responding verbally. So that's the geography of ChatGPT 5. Hope you find this helpful in getting around in the software.